Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, when they talk about the best YouTube channels in the YTBC, they talk about Brendan Taylor. When they talk about the greatest boxing journalist of all time, they talk about Brendan Taylor. And just joking with you guys. I'm talking about. Well, I'm not joking. I really believe some of those things, but just do my little Floyd Mayweather impression. But anyway, what I wanted to say was this article came out on BoxingScene.com recently, and as I'm making this video, it's the wee hours in the morning of the Canelo versus Liam Smith fight, and as you guys know, on that undercard, you have a very interesting matchup between former Genetic Golovkin opponents in Gabriel Rosado and Willie Monroe Jr. Now, as we know, Gabe Rosado has been on a bit of a win streak. I believe it's 2 or 3 fights he's won, and this has been under a new trainer, Fernando Vargas. And as you guys know, Fernando Vargas was former, fighter himself. Had a very memorable fight with Felix Trinidad. And he recently kind of sounded off on the state of boxing today, saying that the mindset is different just with these champions today. So I'm gonna read you the quotes and put it in context for you guys. Here's what Fernando Vargas said, the former Olympian. Here's what he said. And this is in regards to Gabe Rosado and them wanting a Billy Joe Saunders fight, which they didn't get. Here is what Fernando Vargas had to say about that and the ongoing things in boxing. He said, I quote, "Yeah, we wanted this fight bad, but this is yeah, we wanted the Billy Joe Saunders fight very bad, but this is still a good fight for us. We're going to look great in this fight. We had an awesome camp. I just feel that it's going to be a defining moment for Gabe Rosado." Now he goes on and continues by stating, here you go, I quote, "It was our understanding that he had agreed to it," and he's talking about a deal to face Billy Joe Saunders, and then the winner of that fight would face Canelo in December. But here's what he said. "It was our understanding that he had agreed, he being Billy Joe Saunders, that he had agreed to it, and we were in camp for 2 months already, and it didn't work out. We're still going to fight at Southpaw, and we're going to look great on Saturday." Now, the winner of Rosado and Monroe could potentially be a Canelo opponent in the future, and then he also, this is where he talked about the mind state of boxing today. He says this. He says, "Y'all, just like I think about Canelo, not taking anything away from him, he's a great fighter. But you're calling out somebody and saying you put the gloves on right now," in reference to Triple G. He said, "saying you put the gloves on right now. It's like me calling out Felix Trinidad, and I said he's a great champion, and I want to unify titles with him, and I just give up my belt. I don't know. It's a different mindset." So there you have it. I think that's great. That's a great, example, because if you guys remember anything about the Trinidad fight, I actually recently watched that fight, so I'm going to be doing a video on that very soon. But if you guys remember anything about Vargas, at the time he fought Trinidad, he was undefeated champion or undefeated contender. They were fast tracking the hell out of him, being that he had a good amateur pedigree. I believe he had like 20 or 21 fights before he fought Trinidad. And he was very much in the fight. It was a very competitive fight with a prime Trinidad who, in those first couple rounds, looked really sharp. And honestly, I think had he got more experience, that he probably would have beat Trinidad. And I think, this is me, my personal opinion. I've always felt this way, but I personally feel like Fernando Vargas could have went on to become just as good, if not better, than Oscar De La Hoya. I feel like they fast-tracked him too much, and he was never the same after that Trinidad fight. But with that being said, I agree, because the mindset these days, boxing has always been a business, but now it's to the point where it's just a business, and honestly, the sport has been put way on the back, way in the back burner. And for Rosado, it's all about taking care of business today against Willie Monroe, and if he can do that, then he's going to put himself in line for some good opportunities, because a lot of people don't think he's going to win this fight. A lot of people view him as just a straight journeyman, but Rosado and Vargas believe that this is the turning point in his career. They have softened up the opposition for him a little bit. He's fought a faded Joshua Clottey. He fought some no-name guy who I know he struggled with, but still softer touches compared to fighting the likes of Peter Cullen, Gennady Golovkin, and just all these guys back to back to back. Got fed to the Sharks, and his record reflects that. But he's still a good fighter, and I think it's going to be a good fight today. So that's what it is. The mind state of boxing is a lot of these guys who are champions, they say that they want to be the best, but they don't want to prove it in the ring, and I think that's what Vargas is referring to. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Canelo and other fighters in boxing, the mind state is different than, like, say, when Vargas was fighting. I think it's changed dramatically, and boxing has been really relegated to just a business. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you could love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.